Well, the Steinhoff Board is returning to Parliament to face SCOPA and the Portfolio Committee on Finance. Now, some of its board members previously appeared before the committee to give their account of South Africa's biggest corporate scandal. The global retailer made headlines in 2017 after allegations of fraud surfaced. Now, last week, the long-awaited PwC report revealed how a small group of Steinhoff executives inflated the company's profits. The report states that these irregular transactions could amount to 106 billion rand. Well, Annika Larsen will be following Steinhoff's appearance in Parliament for us. She is there already early in the morning. Annika, a very good morning to you. So take us back to Steinhoff. I mean, it seems to have gone under the radar, this entire scandal, for a little bit. So just refresh our memories as to, you know, why they will be appearing before SCOPA and the Portfolio Committee on Finance and what they have to answer to.
Well, it's 16 months already since Marcus Jooste resigned from Steinhoff, and there was that massive crash that's still seen it at trading at 90% of its previous value. And as you correctly said, the PwC report, which dealt with an investigation forensically over several jurisdictions around the world, was released just before the close of the local markets last Friday. And as you said, it was found that a small group of individuals inside Steinhoff, who are no longer, I might add, at the company, and a small group of outsiders enabled by the board and certain members of Steinhoff, inflated profits quite dramatically over a period of time and asset values. So some of those that assisted were not at Steinhoff, but this report is 3,000 pages with 4,000 pages of annexures, and we've only been given a redacted report of 11 pages. So quite a few questions that need answering. Steinhoff won't only be there, but also the NPA and the Hawks. And the head of the Finance Portfolio Committee, Yunus Karim, has said, we want action now, and they want to hear from all those bodies what happens next.
Yeah, and I suppose that was going to be, you know, the obvious sentiment is that let's do something about this. Like you say, it's been 16 months. We've seen resignations. We've seen people take themselves out of the hot seat. But are they really out of the hot seat, Annika? I mean, who would we hold accountable at the end of the day when we see, you know, we've had resignations, the top dogs, if I were to call them that, have sort of recused themselves from the process for now. But do we see that they might get away with it or will still be held to account?
Well, interestingly, PwC said that they interviewed dozens of former and current employees at Steinhoff and those that were assisting them forensically and on an audit level outside of Steinhoff. And Marcus Jooste was perhaps the only person who refused to make himself available for that inquiry. So he refuses to answer questions. There are 2 class actions currently underway abroad trying to retrieve some of those billions back. But the big questions remain are, will the final report ever be released? Steinhoff is saying that it's subject to legal privilege and is confidential. And MPs I've spoken to who sit on the Finance Committee and SCOPA say that they don't see why this is relevant at all. They want all 3,000 pages of the report to be released. But one presumes that they're protecting themselves from a massive class action and civil litigation. Then why are there no names given to us in the 11 pages? MPs want to know who exactly of the Steinhoff executives were involved in this fraud, and then what happens next? There's still Steinhoff saying it's at stage 1 of its investigation and has reported Jooste to the police. And one of the big issues is that the Hawks doesn't have any full-time forensic auditors, and so are really relying on this report to do most of the work for them so that they can go forward and lay charges.
Okay, so it should be a very, very interesting day there in front of SCOPA and the Portfolio Committee on Finance. Thank you very much, Annika Larsen. She'll bring us all the latest from there as the day proceeds. Now,